Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist here. On a tactical kick this week, we're talking about two products. One you probably already saw the review for the Quadratactical Sidekick Shotgun Shell and Cartridge Holder. If you remember that one, I'm a very big fan of that. Works out great. But this time we're going to talk about another piece of gear that is actually the sling for your weapon. Now, keeping in mind that Andrew over there, he actually attaches his to his shotgun. He's a big shotgun fanatic. I've seen some videos of him blowing up some shells. Does a great job. Good for him. He likes that. I don't mind one. Gonna look to getting me a tactical one, but you know, for right now, this is what we're using. I'm actually using my AR for this, and what we're talking about specifically is this 2-point harness. Now, keep in mind, he's got other ones. He's got a single point harness so that you can actually take, attach it up and then have it drop down. All right, good products from over there, and keeping in mind that everything is handmade, right here in the USA. Anyway, one of the things I want to look at today is I want to do a comparison of the 2.0, if you will, versus the 1.0. Now, I had the 1.0 on my weapon for a long while. Was actually going to do a review for that. Life got in the way, and I owed the review to Andrew. And when I called him and said, "Hey, buddy, I'm fixing to do it up," he goes, "Wait, I got a new one coming out. If you'll just hold off and do it for the new one instead." So guess what? I'm doing a comparison of old and new, and there's one very specific feature that I like from the old one that's not on the new one, and one feature that's on the new one that's not on the old one. So we'll kind of do a comparison of that. So let's take a look at that. In looking at this harness, this strap, the big pieces of this is it goes through attaching with just a reverse loop. Now this is friction, all right? It's a friction loop, so it's not going to pull out. And I'm yanking on this thing. It's just not going to happen, all right? Based off of the way that this webbing is made. Now, keeping in mind, you've got this single piece of webbing, and then it goes all the way down, all the way back up. So you've got one piece of webbing for one side and one piece of webbing for the other side. What makes that beneficial is the fact that now I don't have to worry about single points of failure. Okay, pieces that are going to break in the middle because you've got pieces attached to it, or oh, it's been fused together, things of that nature. All this is one piece and then one piece. With the single harness, guess what? It is one solid piece all the way around till you get to the junction or till you get to the clasp, and then it splits off to another piece. All right, now, one of the things I love about this new one is the fast release and adjust. Okay, why do I like that? Well, the main reason is because, number one, you heard me, it's fast, and it's easy. I just lift up, and it's got the teeth in it for me to go in and release that. But if I want to change this from a long stride to a short, I need to be able to tighten this down, okay? And I need to be able to do it quickly. If I need to adjust on the fly, and keeping in mind I have a hunting scope on mine, but if I need to adjust on the fly, I want to make sure that I can do so with all of the gear and be able to carry the way I need to. So that is one of the big benefits of the 2.0. Now, the second big benefit, in my opinion, is this clasp. You'll notice it is metal in the middle, and it is really designed for industrial grade abuse, if you will. So guess what? I get to go and try to abuse this. Now, I am not a weak man. I am not. I used to be a power lifter back in the heyday, but guess what? That ain't coming apart, okay? Very beneficial, which means that it doesn't matter if I'm taking this through the rough area, if I'm taking it through an urban area, if I'm taking it suburban, dirt, desert, grass, marsh, whatever it is, I don't have to worry about my gear coming undone, okay? My single point of failure has to be somewhere else. Well, again, looking on the top side, this one is double loop. So I've got two pieces that are going through that friction. Well, if one wouldn't come off, two definitely not coming off. So guess what? Just for video's sake, not gonna happen, all right? Now, let's talk about some downsides. I do like the strap, the shoulder strap itself, but one of the things that are different is this webbing. Although more durable, keep that in mind, this one is durable. It's a tighter knit, which is why it's more durable. It's thinner than the 1.0, okay? And that's what we're going to call this is 2.0, 1.0, right? All right, so the webbing is thinner on the 2.0. Now, one other part that I really liked, so this is the downside of the 2.0 and the benefit of the 1.0, is each endpoint, so that friction, which is not coming off, guys, it's just not going to happen, right? Is this actually had a bolt in it, it's a machine screw, if you will, with a rivet on the other side, okay? That, to me, seems more secure than the friction method, if you will. Now, is it more secure? I'm sure there are facts and figures, and if I really sat down and did the math, which I'm not going to, but if I sat down and did the math, I'm sure there's a very big reason of why to use the friction and the fact that it would hold stronger than this bolt. Now, machine screw. Now, my initial thought in that is machine screws can tear out after a period of time, which is probably what Andrew was thinking. Yes, you're right. If you are really, really hard on stuff, it will tear out. It'll start ripping out of the seam, and so now you're looking at, oh crap, my strap's on the ground, as is my weapon, and now I'm screwed. The other side of that is the friction, again, is not coming out. You saw me yank on that thing. It's not coming out. Just not going to happen. So that is my one big thing of maybe this one's better. Sorry, this one's better, the 1.0 with the machine screw, but I'm sitting here kind of talking myself out of it as I'm doing the rest of this review. The other part, you look at the clip in this one. It's kind of like a standard plastic clip. Now it's industrial, all right? It is strong. And I did this the first time. Before I did I could pull, and you can see that's the problem with it, all right? That is the major problem with it, is it will break, and this one did. It snapped right off, right? That's why I didn't pull real hard prior to doing this review, is because I wanted to see if I could break it on camera. This is one of the main reasons why Andrew said, hey, you know what? I've got to go with this one. I've got to go with something more durable. So now this one, 1.0, if you will, is now literally no good. I can go in and replace that. That's not a problem because it has the screws and I can do it that way. I can go in and replace that piece, but hey, you know what? Let's just go and buy the 2.0. Besides that, I don't think he sells 1.0 anymore anyway. Now, looking at the cost of these, he's got several different sizes, several different patterns, if you will. I think the biggest one he's got now is the camo, and then the longest one he has, I think, is designed for a long rifle. It is $50. Okay, it's $49.95 on the eBay site. And again, I'll put that in the comments down below. He does have the cheaper ones. Sorry, again, let me correct myself. The more inexpensive ones for, I think, $29.95 if I remember correctly. Guys, I'm gonna put the link down below, so please go and check the prices. They can move, they can adjust, but the reality of things is, hey, if you need a piece of gear, get it. Right? It's just one of those things. You're gonna pay for a good piece of gear first up front, and then you won't have to worry about it in the long run. Rather than buying 15 1.0s, right? You buy one 2.0, and you saw me yanking on all 3 points of failure. All right. If there was going to be a point of failure, it would be at the friction point at the end, the clasp in the middle, and you saw me yanking on that, and then certainly the friction point at the other end. Now, why would I not have a point of failure here at the slide? Well, because again, this is one piece running all the way through this grip, okay, all the way through the grip, and then coming around and coming back and being friction snapped here, okay? Again, friction, same as what it is here. That's one piece. Okay. We pulled on one, pulled on one, pulled on one. Guess what? It's not coming undone because of that friction. This piece itself, even if it came loose, let's just say it came loose and it's, it's freewheeling, right? The spring breaks or something of that nature. Oh darn, guess what? I can't use it. It's okay. All right, I can tighten it up, no problem. And you can see that based off of the way it's designed, it's not going the other way. Okay, that spring is going to hold it down to let it adjust. Now, can I slide it up? Absolutely. Okay, makes it easier that way. So guys, that's kind of it. The whole benefit, the whole purpose of this is, again, to make sure that your gear is ready for you and ready when you are. Because there's nothing worse than going into a situation and having gear that we've got to figure out. Okay, this is very simple, all right? Took me less than 5 minutes to attach the points and be done. Took me less than 5 minutes to do the 1.0 as well, all right? But if it were to take me longer, if it were to take me as long as it takes me to sight in my scope, well, then we might have a problem if it's an emergency situation, if it's a scenario where I need to be ready right now. That's why you practice, that's why you do things ahead of time, and that's why you make sure you test your gear prior to going into quote-unquote battle, all right? So keep that in mind, guys. Hey, go check out Andrew's site at Quadratactical. Again, I'll put the link in the comments below. Tell him that I sent you. He'll get a kick out of it. It also lets him know that, hey, at least his equipment's going good, and going into good hands of people that refer. Okay, hey, like the video, comment on it. Be glad to hear your feedback. I know that he monitors it. He monitors the video as well, or he will be monitoring the video as well. And I'm sure he'd love to hear your feedback as well. So please make sure you comment in there, like it, so that you can share the love, share it out, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hey, I appreciate that. What we're doing is we're trying to go that route and expand out the viewers anyway. So guys, until next time, hey, thanks for everything you do. Thanks for the likes, the follows, the subscribes, the tweets, the retweets, liking the page and things of that nature. And most of all, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.